Hi, guys. My name is Crystal. Welcome to Seventh Veil Tarot and Astrology. So, today we're going to be doing a zodiac specific reading. However, I don't know which sign this reading is going to be for as of yet. I'm going to pull a few cards first and we're going to see where the energy is flowing towards, okay? So you could be seeing the angel number 1212 because when I sat down, when I sat down to start recording this video, it was 12:12 p.m. and here's the Hangman. So there could be something right now that you are looking into. There could be something that you are thinking about shifting your perspective on as of right now. Okay. This could also be a time of surrender for some of you. Okay. Okay. There could be some indecision. You could be weighing your options. Okay. The Ten of Cups just flew out. And then we have the Sun at the bottom of the deck with the Five of Cups and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse with the Five of Wands. Okay, so you could have had to, or you could be needing to shift your perspective within a family dynamic, okay? You could have gotten some newfound clarity about a family dynamic, about a romantic connection. This could also be you maybe surrendering into your higher self, okay? This could be you elevating your consciousness with the Ten of Cups, the Hangman seeing a different perspective, the Sun, some type of enlightenment or clarity could be coming to you at this time, all right? And then we have the Five of Cups with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse with the Five of Wands. So it looks like it's time for you to release any type of guilt or any type of shame or extreme, sadness that you could have been facing, right? So maybe that's what it was, okay? So this could have been part of the, your shifting your perspective, okay? Where you pretty much made some type of realization. You came to some type of clarity about a situation. You could have found some type of clarity about a situation that was causing you grief and sadness. Maybe you released this, right? 1 second. That was my son. I had to pause the video for a second. He was asking for something, but it was 333 at the moment that he came in that I paused the video. Okay, so you could be seeing the angel number 333. All right. And we have the Ace of Wands popping out. So, wow, we have the Ace of Wands popping out with the Justice at the bottom of the deck in the reverse, with the Devil, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Moon. This feels like some heavy shadow work. This almost makes me feel like you broke something off of your subconscious, right? You could have been fighting a lot of maybe like fears or temptations, right? You could have had a lot of trauma, or maybe there could have been a lot of toxicity in your life. This could have been causing an imbalance with the Justice in the reverse. And the Ace of Wands is like that new beginning, like you're breaking free from whatever stress, whatever turmoil that you may have been facing, okay? All right. let's see. And we have the Chariot in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So Cancer energy is significant. All right, so let's see. Who are we reading for? Who is this video going to be for today? That was Capricorn and Sagittarius just flying out. I just want to get a few more shuffles. And then I'm going to see. I hope everyone is feeling good today. Oh, it's 555, right as I said that. Hope everyone is feeling good. Hope everyone is doing well. There could be some type of change coming towards you. That could be the reason why you're needing to surrender, right? Surrender into an inevitable process, okay? Something that you didn't want to see could be in your face, right? Okay. Cut. All right, so we have Pisces at the bottom of the deck. So that aligns with 1212. Okay, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. What is it that Pisces is needing to shift their perspective on? What type of situation is going on with Pisces? So we have eyes like ancient gateways, accurate perception, insight, and awareness. And this is number 2. Okay. And then we have into the cosmos, spiritual disillusion, reintegrate fragments of your soul, release of the ego attachments and all self doubt, harmony and interconnectedness. And this is card number 21. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on, Pisces. Okay. So we have communication, connect, pick up, hang up, and call back. And that's in the reverse. And that's card number 56. So 11. So that resonates with justice in the reverse. All right, so we have swiftness. A solution is on its way. Unstoppable force, inspired action, set in motion, moving quickly. And then we have dark aspects of yourself, decisions made with uncertainty, stepping into the abyss, the psyche, the unknown, facing difficult realities and transformation. And that is number 18. And that was in the reverse. Almost feel like a solution to a problem that you could have had, Pisces, is going to be finding a resolution, right? I just said that, right? I just said a solution to a problem, right? So 909 on the timer, you could be seeing 909. So basically, whatever issue, right, whatever you're needing to shift and change your perspective on, right, is going to actually find a resolution and it's going to come quickly, right? So you could be sitting, you could be surrendering, you could be looking at different parts of yourself at this time, right? Connecting with your own psyche. Okay. Maybe seeing what it is that you need to cut out, seeing what's unbalanced in your life, seeing what's unfair, making different choices and different movements to restore the balance that was lost. Okay. And then so we have something is cooking, creative plans, making progress, ideas, and using your skills. Okay. All right, let's see. What's communicate in the reverse? Okay, we have dark entity, and that's in the reverse. Dark entities drawn to low vibrational energy, and that's in the reverse. And that's card number 66. 6 plus 6 is 12. That reduces to a 3, but 12, 12, Pisces energy. Give me 1 second. All right, that was my son. Sorry. So it just feels like almost like what I said. Like and here we have closed door at the bottom of the deck, revoked access, right? It just feels like you're cutting out things that are not aligned with you, right? Almost like anything that needs to go is going. You're shifting and you're seeing your perspective. So maybe the things that you were, I don't, the things that you were ignoring, the things that you didn't want to see, right? It's almost like you're realizing that you can't keep ignoring it, right? You can't keep being this chariot in the reverse, right? You cannot keep acting like you don't see what it is that you see, all right? And you're needing to cut out the extra noise. Right? This is almost making me think of the devil, because we did see the devil, and this is kind of making me feel like that devil energy in the reverse, like cutting out what is causing you any type of imbalance. Okay, what's swiftness? Okay, we have unhealthy relationships, harmful and destructive, abusive, violating boundaries, and that's card number 55, and that came out in the reverse. So like I said, cutting out anything that is toxic, anything that is harmful, any type of unhealthy relationships, unhealthy connections with people. Okay, what's this card, the Psyche? We have heart chakra, and that's coming out in the reverse. Empathy, compassion, love, healing emotional wounds, self-love, generosity, joy, open to receive and forgive. So I almost feel like the things that you went through, right, could have caused like a mental blockage, and it also caused like a blockage within your heart space. So right now you're closed off, you're in the energy of unforgiveness, right? You know that you need to move away from certain things, but maybe like you could be feeling bitter. I'm almost picking up like somebody that maybe is feeling bitter, or almost feeling like the people that did you wrong, like almost like you kind of feel like you want revenge. It's kind of what I'm picking up. What's this heart chakra reverse with the Psyche? Just as day turns into night, integrate with ease the shadow and the light. Right. So, like I said, this feels like the energy of somebody who wants revenge, but in reality, you're needing to turn the hate into love, right? The chariot in the reverse. So you're needing to transmute all the hate, the anger, right, the shame, whatever you're holding in your heart, and also to whatever you could possibly be holding in your sacral, all right? And you're needing to transmute that into love, okay? Open up your heart and forgive, okay? Forgive, but forgive for yourself, right? Forgive and release these things out of your heart so that you don't have any blockages, so that you don't have any issues manifesting, so that you don't have any issues calling in things to your reality, okay? Because holding on to negativity, holding on to anger, right? Not wanting to shift your perspective, not wanting to see the high roads in certain situations, right? Not wanting to maybe accept people for who they are, okay, and move on, right? Let go of the resentment, right? If you're holding on to that, it could be affecting what you're going through in your own life, right? Clearly it is, because the heart chakra is in the reverse. So the things that you've went through has caused a blockage within you, okay, that you're needing to release, all right? And then we have, I don't even know how to pronounce this, um, quiescence, rest, quiet, calm, inner peace, serene, tranquil spirit. A temporary pause is needed. You can reemerge when ready. So that makes me feel like this reminds me too of that hangman energy, right? And it's number 38. Rest, relax, meditate, take some time away from, for yourself, okay? And then we have eye in the sky, and this is number 29. So there's a repeat of the number 11. So higher perspective, another viewpoint, recognize the interconnectedness and mindset. So changing your mindset, right? Understanding things from a higher perspective, looking at things from a different viewpoint, okay? And then we also have substance abuse, addiction, dependence, withdrawal symptoms, misuse, excessive, harmful, impairment, and toxic. And behind that is evil clown. It's in the reverse though. Bully, mean jokes, devalued, and humiliation. So someone you know or someone in your energy could have had issues with alcohol abuse or substance abuse. Um, this could have also maybe been something that you could have dealt with in the past, right? Almost feel like that is actually kind of like some Pisces, I do believe, go through that, right? Like that's almost like that. It's part of that like disillusionment, I guess you could say, of Pisces energy, I believe, right? Wanting to numb, right? Maybe feeling too much that you want to numb, you want to block certain things out. Okay. All right. Um, let's jump into the tarot. All right, let's see. What's going on for Pisces? All right, we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. What's the Knight of Wands in the reverse? We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. And then we have the Ten of Cups coming back out. And then we have the King of Swords with the Eight of Swords and the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so someone, I could be talking to a Pisces feminine with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, right? Who could have maybe dealt with someone who, I almost feel like Sagittarius energy off of the Knight of Wands in the reverse, right? You could have dealt with someone who maybe was flighty, who was in and out, who couldn't commit, right? Who had issues with substance abuse, right? Or I could be talking to a Pisces feminine. One second. Sorry, that was my son. Or I could be talking to, and it's funny that, not funny, but it's ironic, but not ironic. I don't really feel like anything is ironic, and I don't necessarily mean like funny, like haha funny, but it's just the simple fact that I was literally getting ready to say, or this Queen of Cups in the reverse could be a mother, right? It could be a Pisces feminine who has a Sagittarius sun. Doesn't have to be Sagittarius, but I'm picking up Sagittarius energy with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, who maybe could have had some type of issues with substance abuse, right? Addiction. This could have stemmed from maybe how the household was, right? The household environment growing up. Okay, maybe there could have been issues within the house. All right. Let's see. What's this? Knight of Wands reverse, Queen of Cups in the reverse. Okay, we have the Hermit in the reverse. What's the Hermit in the reverse? Almost feel like somebody was secluded from their family. Somebody felt like they were secluded from their family. Got the Empress with the Knight, with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I almost feel like somebody felt like they were secluded from their family. Maybe somebody felt like they didn't fit in. We have the Knight of Pentacles. What's the Knight of Pentacles? We have Death in the reverse. What's Death in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles? We have the Knight of Swords. What's Death in the reverse, Knight of Swords? We have Strength in the reverse with the Two of Swords. The Moon, Nine of Pentacles, and there's the Devil. It almost makes me feel like there was something like really heavy that somebody had trouble working through. Okay. This was like a painful cycle that they were constantly undergoing, right? We have the Knight of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles with Strength in the reverse, with the Death card in the reverse, with Hermit in the reverse. Like it's almost making me wonder, did somebody grow up in like a household or a background where things were like really hostile, right? You could have had a parent, right? So I could be talking to a Knight of Wands in the reverse, right? So you could be cross watching for a Pisces, right? You could have a Piscean mother, right? Hmm. You could have had a Pisces. Yeah, you could have a Piscean mother. I could be talking to a cross watcher who is maybe feeling like they need to cut their mother off, right? This could be like, and here we have the Two of Pentacles, right? Juggling, sitting in indecision, Two of Pentacles, and then we have the Two of Swords. Let's see, what's Strength in the reverse? Because I almost feel like somebody had to, while we have the Empress, somebody had to endure a lot, okay? What's the Empress? So Taurus energy, we have the Three of Swords in the reverse, okay? So someone could be healing from a mother figure, okay? So I could be talking to, flip the roles and, apply and take what resonates. I could be talking to a masculine or I could be talking to a feminine. And this is the kind of upbringing that you went through and that you faced. Like you had a toxic upbringing, a toxic household. You could have parents that, were, they use different substances, alcohol, pills. Um, we got pills on this card, alcohol. There's like a syringe and a needle. Um, we had withdrawal symptoms, misuse, addiction, dependence. You could have dealt with like parents that you watch go through substance abuse that could have been in and out of rehab. Maybe you felt like your parents didn't love you or didn't care about you, which caused your heart chakra to be closed, right? And this is something that you are now having to work through. So this feels like a really heavy story of what it is that you're actually working through, what it is that could actually be coming up in your psyche at this time, what could be clearing off your subconscious, right? And this is something that you're really having to maybe look at your parents, okay? Maybe having to try to maybe put yourself in their shoes to try to understand them, right? Let's see. What's this Three of Swords in the reverse with the Three of Wands? We have the Eight of Swords with Judgment in the reverse. What's Eight of Swords with Judgment in the reverse? We have the Five of Cups. So I was getting ready to say that this could really be like a really painful eye opening for you, right? Maybe looking at your childhood and reevaluating the things that you went through in a different light, okay? Embarking on this healing journey could be something that's really heavy for you. Hold on one second. Okay. So let's see. What's this? The Psyche, the heart chakra reverse with just as day turns into night. Give me one second. Okay. So let's see. All right. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. What's the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse? With the Five of Wands and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So let me see. What's the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse? We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. What's the Five of Pentacles in the reverse with the Wheel of Fortune? We have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I almost feel like this is something that you're slowly starting to release, right? You could have had a lot of like sleepless nights. You could have had a lot of anxiety. There could be a lot of fear. I'm picking up like anguish. Maybe you could have felt like the conditions of your upbringing, or maybe like the mental health of your parents. Maybe for a while you felt like burdensome with like the thought that it was your fault, right? We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is like that energy of coming out of the cold. So you're starting to see something clearly. You're starting to realize some things, right? You're starting to release the tension and the conflict that you were carrying. This to me, like, this feels like internal, right? Like this feels like the forgiveness, right, that you didn't want to give, right? Maybe you were feeling like you had to hold on to like, resentment, or yeah, I just almost feel like you feel like you had to hold on to resentment. There could have been like a lot of conflict, right? Maybe your parents didn't see your perspective. Maybe even when you grew older, right? They still weren't understanding your perspective. They still weren't seeing your viewpoints about your childhood and what you went through. Okay. What's this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse? We have the King of Cups in the reverse. What's the King of Cups in the reverse with the Wheel of Fortune? We have the Devil. So this could be somebody's father. This could be somebody's Pisces father. um, and then we have the Fool with the Two of Cups, with the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So breaking free, moving away from the connections that maybe just aren't meant to progress with you in this next chapter of your life, right? Maybe, you had to just see the bigger picture. about what it is that you went through, right? Even if you tried to, let's just say that I'm talking to somebody who had a Piscean father, right? Even if you tried to maybe communicate, or you tried to talk to your parents, or you tried to, let them know and get them to understand what it is that you went through, they just can't see it, right? And that's not personal to you. I don't feel like that's personal to you. And I almost feel like you are probably starting to realize this, and you're starting to understand, you cannot make someone heal, right? You can't make someone understand. You can't make someone get your emotions. Sometimes people just don't get it. They don't want to see your viewpoint, or it's just too hard for them to actually face and accept what it is that they did to you. So they'll, never come clean, or they'll never admit. But this could be a truth that you're standing on, right? And then I have the King of Wands with the Moon, the Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I almost feel like this King of Wands reversed with this Queen of Wands. Like, I feel like I'm talking to somebody's parents, or I'm talking about somebody's parents. Like, this has to do with somebody's upbringing. Like, they grew up where, things were imbalanced, things were chaotic, right? There was no balance, there was no harmony, right? Justice with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe you grew up in a household where your parents didn't give you the kind of skill set that you actually needed that would help you progress in the world, right? Maybe your parents gave you like a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding. So you could have also fell into some type of traps too. I'm also picking that up as well, where you could have fallen into the same type of traps that your parents did, from their lack of not teaching you and not exposing you to the right things, right? And this is also something that you are healing from, okay? Justice, the Eight of Pentacles, the Lovers, with the World in the reverse. I'm trying to think, do I want to get some more, or do I want to go ahead and jump into the Queen of Pentacles? What's the Queen of Pentacles? Ace of Cups. So this could be you grounding yourself, finding balance, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, pouring into you. Healing, expanding your own consciousness, coming to terms with the things that happened to you, understanding that it wasn't your fault, forgiving people, releasing the negativity out of your heart. Okay. And then here we have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck in the reverse. Let's see. I'm going to get a few oracle cards, and then I think I'm going to tie up your message, Pisces. This was somewhat heavy. This feels heavy. So with the Hangman now at the bottom of the deck in the reverse, it makes me feel like you're trying to surrender into the healing. You're trying to change your perspective, and it could just be hard right now. Okay. So let's get a few oracles, and then I'm going to end your reading. Okay. Let's see. What do we got for Pisces? Oh, okay. So we have growth potential. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. Trust the process. Embrace uncertainty. Have faith in the journey unfolding before you. Seek truth. Embrace clarity as revelations unfold. Keep an open mind, for answers illuminate the path to understanding. And then we have create a new identity, embrace change, and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. Okay. And then these two that were also upright, seize every minute, embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey and self discovery. And then we have adapt and thrive. Luck flows with change. Stay flexible, embrace shifts, and learn from the journey as answers reveal themselves. And you know what? I want to do one more. I want to get one of these advice cards to end you with some advice, especially after a reading like this. It was pretty heavy. I feel like an advice card would be appropriate. All right, let's see, Pisces. What advice do we need to tie up your reading? Okay. We have spiritual union. Wow. Number 2. What else? One more. And we have wisdom. Number 5. Okay. Okay, so spiritual union. It is on 93. So it says this card deals with relationships involving an emotional bond. It could be between new lovers, kindred souls, family members, friends, business associates, or partners. It could even relate to a project or a specific situation. This would be the perfect time to realize that all relationships are really about you. Notice when you react with different people in your life. Are they giving you energy or taking it away? Is there an exchange? There would be an equal balance between giving and receiving energy. Relationships are mirror exchanges of your own life. They reflect how you feel and treat yourself, and how you react and respond to various situations and individuals around you. Each and every union is an opportunity for soul growth. And like I said, that was page 93. So 9 plus 3 is 12. Pisces energy. And then let's read wisdom. Okay, that's on page 42, which is number 6. All right, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. This card illustrates that there's a spiritual teacher who's about to influence you or step into your life to impart their wisdom. Look around. Is there someone in your life who has an acute education, knowledge, and ability to integrate spirituality and its laws into the constraints of the physical world? This could be a compassionate person who offers guidance and inspiration and reminds you that you're so much more than a physical being. You're also a spiritual being with unlimited potential. You may have also drawn this card to confirm that it's time to reach out to find an organization or group of like minded souls. Being part of a group where you can be yourself, share your thoughts, and get valuable feedback can infuse you and encourage you to be all that you can be. Kindred support helps you live your life to high to whoa. Kindred support helps you live your life to the highest ideals, finding the true inspiration and enlightenment that's part of your soul. Over time, the student often becomes the teacher, so don't be surprised when others seek out and find you. This card of wisdom is letting you know that you have so much to share, whether you realize it or not. All right, Pisces. So I hope this resonated and I hope this reading gave you some clarity. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.